Hi everyone, welcome back. Just a quick video update on what's happening in the vegetable garden. This morning I'm going to be putting up my onions, well at least half of them, the brown ones, and I'll take you around the rest of the vegetable garden and show you how everything's progressing. And just as a comparison, if you look back at my last vegetable update, that was filmed 3 weeks ago, so you'll see that the growth difference between now and last time I did a video is 3 weeks. So I'll just move the camera over to where the onions are and I'll start digging those up and show you what we've got. Cheers! Okay, so these are the onions that are going to be coming up today, and I'm just going to pull up these 2 rows here, the brown ones, because they're all dried up now and starting to fall over, and I'm going to leave these red ones for a little while. I don't think they're going to get much bigger, but just leave them for a couple more weeks and hope for the best. So these are the ones that are going to come up today, so time to get on with it. So here's the onion harvest, 21 onions in total, and they're not a bad size. Some are a bit more bigger than others, but there's 1 or 2. I'll show you the biggest one. So there's a few fairly big ones. I actually prefer them a little bit smaller because it's hard to use up an onion that size in one shot. So that's what the onions look like for this year. As I said, I'll leave the red onions in for another couple of weeks to see if they do anything. So I'll just take you inside the vegetable garden now and show you the progress in the last 3 weeks. Okay, so we'll start off down here where the butternut is, and as you can see, this thing's grown an awful lot in the last 3 weeks. Yesterday I was out here and I put this trellis work up at the back and I trained a couple of the vines that are stretched to the end there up that. So that plant will fill that whole trellis work up, no problem, reach the top, and then I'll just have to keep trimming it down to stop it from growing any taller. But it's just grown quite a lot, and it's already got, there's a couple of small butternut on there already. So this is flying along now. And moving down to the peppers and the aubergines or brinjals. As you can see, they've got little cardboard tubes around each plant, because this bed, I've been struggling with cutworms. The peppers, I must have lost about 3 or 4 peppers. The cutworms just eat through the stems just about above ground level and kill off the plant. I've had to replace about 2 or 3. Lucky I've got some spares down here in pots. So what I've done is I put some cardboard tubes around the base of them, and it stops the cutworms from getting to the plants, and they'll just eventually rot down the cardboard tubes, or I can cut them off when the plants get a bit too big. So they've come on quite nicely. And then down here there's another tray of aubergines or eggplants which I sowed ages ago. They're only just starting to grow, and this variety is the variety that I prefer to grow, so I might plant them out next to these ones, or find space somewhere for them, because I prefer the ones in the trays to the ones that are in the ground. This bed here, has got all the shallots in. I don't know if you can really see so clearly. There's 4 rows of shallots. Just got these little wire rings around the top just to help support them till they get a bit bigger. So this bed's now got the shallots in, and then down the front here there's little clumps of spring onions. I planted out yesterday as well. So these have got the shallots and the spring onions in. This bed had the potatoes in that were left over from last year, which I've been pulling up and eating, so they're all gone. Pulled the last one up yesterday and then just filled the bed up with lettuce. And that's a bed of lettuce. Most of these went in yesterday. There's a few at the front in here that went out probably about a week or 2 ago, and these bigger ones, they went in about 3 weeks ago. So hopefully in about 3 weeks time these ones at the back should look something like that. Moving on to the courgettes, they've also grown an awful lot in the last 3 weeks. As you can see, courgettes are coming thick and fast now. These are going to probably come off today, then for Sunday lunch. This variety is a different variety. They're a little lighter, not as dark as the other ones. So the courgettes are doing great, coming thick and fast. Carrots and the beetroot. Beetroot, I've had a couple. They're not bad. I've had better beetroot. They don't seem to like growing in the heat so much. They're more of a late summer, early winter vegetable. But I always try and plant them as early as I can, and sometimes if it's not too hot they taste a lot better than if you get a spell of hot weather. So they're not bad. I've had better though. Potatoes are flying along. Really filled up this bed now. Still only got 4 potatoes that grew in this row, so didn't get any more that came up. Green beans, loads and loads of green beans now. Plenty of these. The second row that I grew have been a bit overshadowed by the first one. They sort of grew on top of them, so they haven't grown so quick. Did plant another row down here yesterday, so waiting for those to germinate. So they should do a lot better, because by the time these ones come up, these should be finished and be pulled out. The cucumber is starting to take off now. It's finally realised there's something for it to grow against, and it's starting to grow up the trellis. So no cucumbers yet, got a few flowers, but nothing to pick. Tomatoes have taken off as well in the last 3 weeks. Also got the the cardboard tube around the bottom, because I did have trouble with these as well. But they're really starting to take off now. So that's the tomatoes. They're about a good 12 inches high, maybe a bit more. And then obviously the onions, which I just pulled up, and I just planted a couple of tomato plants in here that somebody gave me. These are, I think these are bush variety, small little cherry type tomatoes, which I don't normally grow, but somebody gave me the plants, so I thought I'd put them in. So that's about it for the tour. Try and do another one in a couple of weeks, maybe just before Christmas. And yeah, nothing much else to report. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Cheers.